Hello, welcome to Wellness Wednesday with Maple Tree Cancer Alliance. Whether you're newly diagnosed, undergoing treatment, or in recovery, this conversation is for you. I'm Fernanda, an exercise oncology instructor, and today's conversation is on preventing pain through good posture. And following our conversation, stick around for some gentle movement. The information in this video is for educational purposes only, and it's important to consult with your medical team for more in-depth guidance and advice. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we all have experienced common daily pain, but did you actually know that it can be fixed and even just eliminated through good posture and form? Let's take a look at some of the common issues. So we all have a phone nowadays, and we tend to look at it like this. So we text and do anything that we need to do looking down. And so that actually changes our posture from going to neutral, which is where we align those ears to those shoulders, to doing that tilt, that forward tilt. But the good news is that there's a way to fix this. So if we just do a few repetitions for chin touch, just like the picture is showing, so just tucking that chin and then going and tucking it and going, just a few a day, this can fix that issue, which is great because it gets rid of the pain. Okay, neutral spine. This is really important. I'm going to demonstrate from afar. So when we bend over to pick something from the floor, we tend to do this, and that back is curved. And this actually happens because of neutral spine. So our pelvis and therefore our spine can go into three positions. So neutral, which is where our hips are aligned with those shoulders, or it can go into an anterior pelvic tilt, which is this curvature, and then it can go into posterior, so going back, and it looks like this. So if our pelvis is like this, then that's what happens. That curve happens that we want to avoid. And then if our pelvis is an anterior tilt, then there's an excessive curve that goes like that, and we don't want that either. So we want it to just be neutral so that it looks nice and diagonal like that. So imagine adding weight to either curving it one way or the other on top of that. So it's really going to hurt that lower back, and we want to prevent that. So make sure that you find what a neutral spine and pelvis means for your body, and then make sure that you constantly practice it. And the next issue goes hand in hand. So because of that neutral pelvis and spine, sometimes when we have a weight over the head, if it's too much for us, what we do, instead of keeping it here and then say that we're doing overhead triceps like the picture is showing, instead of keeping it here, what happens is that our backs, we do this, we do that pelvic tilt anteriorly, and so that also causes lower back pain. So one recommendation to find your neutral pelvis is if you put weight on that lower core when you're on the floor, then you will feel what it's like to have a neutral pelvis. And so the more you feel it, the more you get used to it, and the more you will use it. Okay, next issue. So we addressed already that diagonal angle with the back. Now on top of that, we want to make sure that our legs are following. So when we initiate a squat with our legs, with our knees, when we just fall into the movement, then this happens. They go way over those toes, and we want to prevent that. Here, I'll get a little bit far so you can see. So we do this, and we want to prevent that because that causes knee pain. Now, if we initiate the movement with those glutes, so if we just push those glutes back, that's what happens. And that's what we want. Those knees to be aligned with those toes. We don't want them to go over them. And something you can do to help you is to just look at a mirror and then check that your knees are aligned, that your back is aligned too. Okay, next issue. So we spend a lot of time on our desks or couches, and then we tend to do this. So those shoulders, instead of being in position, they come forward. So that's called protracted shoulders, but there's a way that we can fix that. You don't necessarily need a second person like the picture is showing. So just make sure that you are against the wall, and you open your pectorals by pushing those elbows back until they touch the wall. Okay, so those are the most common issues that we have. Now, importance of stretching. So, because we spend so much time sitting, that can make our joints stiff. So, just make sure that you're getting up and stretching for a few minutes every day. So, the more you do this, the more lubrication your joints have. And I have an invitation for you to pick one of the issues that we discussed today and then practice the strategy that is going to fix the issue. And take a 5 to 10 minute break so that you get your blood flow going and that you help your body stay lubricated and more mobile than stiff. Remember that this body that we have is a gift and we need to take care of it. All right. Thank you for being part of our conversation on good posture today. I hope this information we've covered has brought you to some clarity and comfort. Your health and well being are what matter most. So please continue to take care of yourself, stay informed, and remember that hope is always present. Now let's transition into some gentle movement to further support your journey.
Hi, I'm Morgan, your exercise oncology instructor for Maple Tree Cancer Alliance. Welcome back to week 7 of our low intensity strength training program. This week, we will be focusing on lower body and we'll be using a wall. Strengthening the muscles in your legs and hips is crucial for mobility, balance, and stability. Remember, the following exercises are meant to be pain-free. If you experience any pain from these movements, please skip that movement or stay in a pain-free range of motion. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, we're going to begin with our warm-up. We're going to start with our IT band stretch. So we're going to take one leg, cross it over in front, and we're going to kind of push that leg to the floor, and then that same arm on the same side is going to reach over, and we're going to push that leg to the floor, trying to stretch out that IT band, and then we're going to lower back down and switch feet. Same thing, cross that leg, same arm, and we're leaning to the side, pushing that hip out, pushing that leg to the floor, and then we're going to come back to center. And we're going to do this one more time. First foot, same arm, stretch, pushing that hip out and foot to the floor, and then come back to center. And last time, we're going to stretch overhead, push that hip and foot, and come back to center. All right, we are going to move to our wall and we are going to do some leg swings. We're going to start off with forwards and backwards. And so I just want you to swing your leg, keeping that knee in the front of our body. And we're going to do this 10 times. All right, and switch. Opposite leg on the outside and swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we are now going to turn to face the wall, and we're going to hold on with both hands, and we're going to do a cross and out to the side. And so we're going to keep that knee facing forwards so that we get that nice stretch in our hips. And we're going to do this 10 times. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to switch legs. And again, that knee's facing forwards. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're going to stay at the wall, and we're going to go into a split stance lunge, and we're going to push that heel to the floor, stretching out our calf, and you can kind of push into the wall to get some extra stretch. And we're going to hold. 3, 2, 1, and we're going to switch feet. And again, we're pushing that heel to the floor, push against that wall to get some extra stretch. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to do this one more time. So starting with that original foot in front. Nice lunge, knee over toe, pushing that heel to the ground. 1, 2, 3. And switch. And last one, Really lean into that stretch, push against the wall. 1, 2, 3. All right. And now we are going to do a knee pull to our chest. So if you need to hold on to something, that's what I want you to do. We're going to grab one leg, knee just underneath the kneecap. We're going to pull it to our chest and then relax. And we're going to do this 5 times. All right. And I want you to pull as high as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and we're gonna switch. Still holding onto that wall or chair, and grab that knee underneath the kneecap and pull that hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and the last movement of our warm-up is going to be a staggered stance RDL. And so we're gonna have those feet split apart, just about hip width, and we're gonna put our hands on our hips, and we're just gonna lean forwards, getting that nice stretch in that front leg, and then come back up. And we're gonna do this 5 times on each leg. 2, 3, remember to keep a flat back. 4, and 5. All right, and we're gonna switch. So other foot is in front, and flat back, shoulders together, hinging at those hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. We are going to get into our workout now that we're all stretched out. And to start our workout, we are going to do a 3-directional toe tap. And so what that's going to look like is we're going to have our feet together, bend those legs for stability. If you need a chair, I want you to grab one or the wall. And we're going to tap to the front, to the side, to the back, and then come back to center. And then again, hitting those 3 points and then standing. And we're gonna do 5 on each side, and we're gonna do it 3 times through. All right, so bending those legs for stability, good posture, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and we're gonna switch sides. So again, we're gonna dip in that quarter squat, hit the front, side, back, together, and stand. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, we're gonna do a little wiggle. Take a deep breath, and we're gonna go through this again. All right, and bend those knees in that quarter squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and we're gonna switch legs. Quarter squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, we're gonna do a little wiggle and then take a deep breath. And we got one more set. All right, hands on those hips, dip, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, I'm gonna do a little wiggle. And while we do that, I'm gonna tell you what our next exercise is. It's gonna be some heel taps to the front. So we're gonna tap, 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 and tap. But we can make this a little bit more challenging if need be, and we can put our hands on our hips and switch and do a little bit of a hop, trying to get a little bit more of a high heart rate. All right, we're gonna do 2 sets of 10. Take a deep breath. Hands on our hips, chest up, and we're gonna tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and we're gonna do a little wiggle. Take a deep breath. And we're gonna do it one more time. If that was super easy, I want you guys to add in that little hop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, take a deep breath. Our next exercise is going to be some high lunge setbacks. And so what that's going to look like is we are going to put our hands on our hips. We're going to go back and come down into a high lunge and then step back together and switch sides. High lunge, step back together. We're going to do 2 sets of 10. And if you need something to hold on to for stability, I want you guys to do that. All right, hands on our hips, chest up, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, take a nice deep breath. With these lunges, we want to make sure that our knee is going over our toe and not going past it, and that we're nice and square and also keeping our knees in line with our hips. All right, second set, and step back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and our last standing movement for our workout is going to be our good mornings. So we are going to put our hands on our heads. Our feet are going to be underneath our hips, keeping a nice flat back, looking about 4 feet in front of us. And we're just going to hinge at those hips and then use that back to come on back up. And we're going to do 2 sets of 10. All right, hands on the head, feet underneath our hips, and flat back, squeezing those shoulders together. Lean forwards. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're gonna relax those arms, do a couple shoulder rolls. 1 deep breath, hands on the head, and hinge at those hips, looking forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more, and 10. All right, and now we're going to move on to the wall portion of our workout. So we're going to start off with a wall sit, and we're going to do 2 times at 20 seconds. So I want you to walk over to your wall. We're going to lean against it with a nice flat back, walk those feet out, and I want you to go down as far as you can Sitting chest up, hands on our hips, at a nice right angle is the goal, but we should be pushing our back with our feet into the wall, and we're going to count for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, we're going to have those hands on the wall. Help us stand up. Take a couple deep breaths. Let that heart rate come down just a little bit. We're going to do it one more time. All right. So leaning back against that wall, you should be able to keep your feet right where they were and just slide down into that position. Hands on our hips, back against the wall. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. Use that wall to stand up. We're going to give our legs a little wiggle, kind of shake, and nice deep breath. All right. We are going to do some wall push-ups next. So, just like before, our elbows are going to be at a nice 45, and we're going to put our hands on the wall or on our chair. We can be in our toes or flat foot. The closer you are to the wall, the easier it will be. The farther away, the harder it will be. All right. And we are going to lean forwards. I like to be in my toes, and we're going to do 2 sets of 10. So elbows at a 45, getting that chest to the wall, and push with those big muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, take a nice deep breath. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls. All right, and maybe a couple squeezes, and we're gonna get back into that push-up. All right, so if you need a bit more of a challenge, I want you to move those feet back, and we are going to do another set of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we have one more movement left, still on the wall. We're going to be holding our hand on the wall, hand on our hips, and we are going to be doing our hip abductors. And so we're just going to be raising those legs out to the side. And if we have a band or need some extra help with these hip abductors to make them a little bit more challenging, band's a really great way to do it. All right, we're going to do 2 sets of 10 on each leg. So chest up, holding onto the wall, and just raising that leg as high as we can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to switch. All right, hand on the hip and lifting that leg, keeping that knee forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're going to do a little shake. Take a deep breath. And second set, hand on our hip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch sides. And this is our last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. All right. that is it for our workout, and we're going to start into our cool down. We're going to stay on the wall, and we're going to do something I call wall moose antlers. And so we're going to be hinging at our hips with a straight back, putting our hand on our head, and we're going to be twisting our elbow to the inside and then opening our elbow to the outside. And we're going to do this 5 times on each side. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't be alarmed if you have some back cracking. That's totally fine. Unless you have some pain with it, then we should avoid this movement. All right, we are going to switch sides, opposite arm, and twist in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now we're going to do some arm circles. We're going to keep our thumb up on top of our hand with both arms going at the same time. And we're going to do 5 circles, just working on those big muscles in our shoulders, getting full range of motion. 3, 4, and 5. All right, and we're going to add in our neck, and we're just going to circle to the front, side to side. We're going to do this 10 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and to finish off our cool down, we're just going to do a little bit of flow with our straddle and stretch. So we're going to take both arms, wing them out to the side, stretch up, and then we're going to drop one arm to the side and stretch to the side, and then come back to center, still looking at the ceiling, drop the other arm, stretch to the side, come back to center, and then we're going to swoop those arms down towards the floor and reach as far as you can. And then we're going to stand back up in the middle, and we're going to stretch up to the ceiling, drop one arm over to the side, back to center, drop the other arm over to the side, back to center, and then we're going to sweep those arms nice and down towards the floor and stretch, and then come back to center and fix those feet. All right, thanks for joining me in week 7. See you in week 8.